For years, fans have assumed that Kaiju no. 9 is the greatest threat in the entire Kaiju no. 8 universe. He's intelligent, adaptable, capable of absorbing other Kaiju, and constantly evolves with every battle. Every time the Defense Force defeats him, he returns even stronger. On paper, no. 9 looks like the perfect final villain. But what if everyone is looking at the wrong monster? What if Kaiju no. 9 was never meant to become the strongest Kaiju? What if his entire purpose is to create someone even stronger? Today, we're talking about why Kaiju no. The 8th of May actually become the most powerful Kaiju that has ever existed. Let's start with Kaiju no. 9. No. 9's greatest strength isn't raw power. It's adaptation. Every battle teaches him something new. Every enemy he defeats becomes another source of information and power. He's capable of absorbing powerful Kaiju and even humans with unique abilities. His intelligence makes him terrifying because he plans years ahead instead of relying on brute force. But there's one weakness hiding behind all that evolution. Everything no. 9 gains comes from someone else. Every new ability is stolen. Every power-up is borrowed. Every evolution depends on absorbing another life form. Without other Kaiju, no. 9 eventually reaches a limit. Now compare that to Kafka Hibino. Kafka doesn't steal power. He doesn't absorb stronger Kaiju. He doesn't hunt for new abilities. His strength comes from one source, his own evolution. This difference completely changes everything. Throughout the series, we've watched Kafka unlock abilities he never even knew he possessed. At first, he could barely control his transformation. Later, he mastered combat. Then came incredible regeneration, overwhelming physical strength, unbelievable speed, and enough destructive force to challenge monsters that entire military divisions struggled against. And yet, it never feels like we've seen his full power. Every major battle pushes Kafka to another level. Every impossible situation forces another breakthrough. It's almost like Kaiju no. 8 has no visible ceiling. This becomes even more interesting when we think about the mysterious origin of no. 8. Unlike many Kaiju introduced in the series, we still know surprisingly little about the parasite that transformed Kafka. Why did it choose him? Where did it come from? Was it created? Or has it existed for centuries? The story continues to avoid giving us clear answers. Usually, when an author hides the origin of a character's power for this long, it's because that mystery becomes extremely important near the end. Imagine if the parasite inside Kafka isn't just another Kaiju. Imagine if it's something completely different. Maybe it's the original Kaiju. Maybe it's an ancient weapon designed specifically to destroy monsters. Or maybe it's a biological countermeasure created to stop beings like no. 9. That would explain why Kafka keeps evolving far beyond everyone else's expectations. Now let's talk about another important detail. No. 9 is obsessed with Kafka. Think about it. There are countless powerful fighters in the Defense Force. There are elite captains. There are legendary weapons. Yet no. 9 repeatedly focuses on Kafka. Why? Because he recognizes something that others don't. Villains often understand the true threat before the heroes do. No. 9 may already know that no. 8 has limitless growth potential. Every fight between them isn't just another battle. It's accelerating Kafka's evolution. Ironically, no. The 9th of May be creating the only being capable of defeating him. And this wouldn't be the first time we've seen a story use this idea. Many legendary villains accidentally create their own downfall by pushing the protagonist beyond their limits. The stronger no. 9 becomes, the stronger Kafka is forced to become. But here's where the theory becomes even crazier. What if Kaiju no. 8 isn't evolving because Kafka is getting stronger? What if the Kaiju itself is waking up? Think about the transformations. Early in the story, Kafka controlled the Kaiju. Later, there were moments where the Kaiju seemed to act on its own instincts. As the battles became more intense, the line between Kafka and no. 8 became increasingly blurred. This could mean the creature inside him is still incomplete. Instead of reaching its final form immediately, it's gradually awakening over time. If that's true, we've only seen a fraction of its real capabilities. Now consider the power scaling. Current Kaiju no. 8 is already capable of fighting enemies that terrify the entire Defense Force. He's one of humanity's greatest weapons. And yet he still hasn't reached the final stage of his evolution. Imagine what happens when he finally does. His physical strength could surpass every known kaiju. His regeneration might become nearly instantaneous. His speed could become impossible to track. His destructive power might rival natural disasters. At that point, would anyone even be capable of stopping him? This also creates an interesting narrative dilemma. If Kafka becomes the strongest kaiju ever, humanity may eventually fear him more than any monster. That's one of the biggest themes in Kaiju no. 8. Power always comes with isolation. Kafka constantly risks losing the trust of the people he's trying to protect. The stronger he becomes, the less human he appears. Eventually, the final conflict might not simply be defeating No. 9. It could be proving that the strongest kaiju in history still has a human heart. That would be a far more emotional ending than another giant monster fight. Instead of asking who has more power, the story asks who deserves that power. And Kafka's humanity is what separates him from No. 9. No. 9 evolves through consumption. Kafka evolves through sacrifice. No. 9 values survival above everything. Kafka is willing to die for others. One grows stronger by taking life. The other grows stronger by protecting it. That's why No. 8 has something No. 9 can never steal. A reason to fight. In the end, strength in Kaiju no. 8 isn't measured only by destructive force. It's measured by purpose. No. 9 has unlimited ambition. Kafka has unlimited determination. And determination is often stronger than evolution itself. So when the final battle finally arrives, don't be surprised if Kaiju no. 9 isn't remembered as the strongest monster. Instead, history may remember him as the villain who unintentionally created the strongest kaiju the world has ever seen. Kaiju no. 8. Subscribe right now and join our Telegram community. Get the latest anime news, new theories, leaks, and the hottest discussions before anyone else. Link in the description.